Acceptable use of technology. Waukesha 1. Engage, learn, transform, achieve. Greetings, SDW students. As we all know, iPads can be an amazing tool to help with learning, but access to this resource comes with great responsibility. Today we will discuss what is and isn't acceptable use of iPads in class and why it is important that we always do our best to use technology in the most appropriate ways. What is acceptable use? Acceptable use policies are guidelines that are put in place to ensure that technology is used appropriately in settings such as schools and workplaces. It's a way for us to set expectations around acceptable and unacceptable uses of technology to ensure that we are safe, appropriate, and productive. Hello, and welcome to this quick video on acceptable use of iPads in the classroom for students. Today we will be discussing some guidelines for using iPads in a way that is appropriate and respectful of the learning environment. First and foremost, it is important to remember that iPads are a tool for learning, not a toy. You should use your iPad only for educational purposes during class time. Let's review a few general tech expectations here in the School District of Waukesha. First, the iPad is the property of the school district. Second, remember that the iPad is a tool for learning. Bring it to class every day. Third, always use your iPad in ways that are appropriate, following the direction of your teachers. Fourth, only use your district-provided accounts and your assigned iPad. And 5, leave Bluetooth enabled and the device settings unchanged. Examples of unacceptable use. Gaming, watching videos on sites like YouTube, and browsing for inappropriate content during class time is not allowed. This behavior distracts both you and your classmates, and it is not acceptable in the learning environment. Similarly, using the camera to take and distribute inappropriate images of yourself and others is not allowed because it can be harmful to you and your classmates. Examples of acceptable use. While there are certain things we shouldn't do with our iPads during class, there are many positive ways we can use our iPads to enhance our learning. One example of acceptable use is taking notes on your iPad during class. Many students find it helpful to take notes on their iPad because it allows them to easily organize their thoughts and access their notes later. Another acceptable use of your iPad is accessing educational apps during class. There are many educational apps available to you in self-service, and these apps are meant to help you learn and engage with new material in exciting ways. Conducting research on your iPad during class is another acceptable use of technology. Your teachers may provide you with resources and websites that you can use to further your understanding of a subject being discussed in class. Collaborating with your classmates on projects is another acceptable use of iPads in class. Many apps and tools are available that make group work and collaboration easier and more efficient. These are just a few of the ways that we can effectively use our technology in the classroom. Remember, though, that our technology only works if it's charged, so charge your iPad every day and make sure you bring it to school. Thank you for watching this video on acceptable use of iPads in the classroom. Remember, your iPad is a tool for learning, and by using it responsibly, you can help create a positive and productive learning environment for yourself and others. Let's review. Examples of acceptable use. You can use your iPad to access apps and web resources that can help you learn and study. You can use your iPad to access digital curricular materials that might be on Blackboard or ClassLink. You can use your iPad to work collaboratively on Google Docs or presentations with classmates. And you can definitely use your iPad to conduct research using the library databases and web browsers like Chrome and Safari. Non-examples of acceptable use. iPads are fun, but their purpose is to aid in learning and creation. Do not use your iPad to play games or watch videos in class. Do not access inappropriate websites or content on the iPad. This includes websites with explicit content and images, social media, and streaming. Do not use your iPad to disrupt class or to distract your classmates from learning. This includes sending inappropriate messages, emails, playing music or YouTube videos, or airdropping onto other people's iPads. And cheating is never acceptable. Using the iPad to cheat on an assignment or a test is never okay. This includes copying and pasting information from peers or the internet, sharing answers with classmates, etc. There are consequences for misuse of the iPad. You may have a loss of iPad privileges. This could mean that you have limited access on your iPad. It may also mean that you may not be allowed to use your iPad in class for a period of time. You could also receive a detention, a suspension, or an expulsion, depending on the severity of your misuse. You may have to stay after school, miss class time, or in the most serious of offenses, you could be removed from school altogether. Remember, iPads are a privilege, not a right. If you misuse your iPad, you may lose your privilege and face other consequences. Let's check for understanding. Scan the QR code with your iPad and complete the short quiz. Finally, as a wrap-up, you will complete the class activity. As a class, discuss acceptable use. As a learning community, brainstorm a list of what you expect in the classroom environment with respect to iPad usage. Finally, create an acceptable use anchor chart with your students. Display these expectations proudly in your classroom and hold everyone accountable for acceptable use of technology.